The FlaShark single chamber mufflers that I just threw on the wagon sound absolutely fantastic. So it's time to change up the exhaust note on the wagon. We're gonna see if we can give it a little bit better hot rod sound today, because when I first threw it all together, I threw a set of Glasspacks on it. And why? They were cheap, but you know, I don't think they're quite the right fit for this car. And well, with any hot rod, the exhaust note is a big part of it. So what we've got is a fresh set of single chamber mufflers in from FlaShark. They worked out a deal with me to deliver on giving us a nice, clean, new, fresh exhaust note for this car. This should be a pretty quick, easy install, because the way I originally had the Glasspacks in was just using some good old cheapo clamps. Granted, the length on them is a little bit different, so we'll have to do a little bit of welding to extend the length on the new single chambers. But we'll see if we can't take the old Glasspack sound out of this and give it a little bit more modern hot rod feel with those single chambers. And, you know, maybe we'll have something that sounds pretty good. So here's a closer look at this little single chamber from FlaShark. They are nicely labeled with the inlet side. Yep, right there, inlet side, so that you put them in the right way, because on a single chamber, they are directional. Most mufflers are directional, but it is important with the design of this style muffler that it goes in the right way. You might be able to see it on camera, I don't know, but there's some V shapes right here. That's actually the internal baffling on, and so you want the inlet side to come towards the V so that the exhaust flow goes around that and then out the other end. Overall, the quality of these, I mean, they've got a reasonable weight to them. They're not super heavy. They are basic carbon steel. They're not a stainless steel muffler. The welding on them looks more than sufficient, especially considering the price on these, which I'll put a link to them down below if you want to go check them out. They're pretty inexpensive. These are 2.5 inch inlet, 2.5 inch outlet, and they both are expanded. So if you have 2.5 inch pipe, it's a slip fit on both sides for the 2.5 inch pipe. That can make a difference on how you set up your dealio. As far as space that they'll need under the car, the body is 6 1/4 inches long and 9.5 or so inches wide. So that's not too bad. And then the thickness this way, just over 4 inches. So overall, I mean, it's a pretty small package, and most single chambers are, to be honest. But I think these have good potential. And overall, I mean, the quality of them look pretty good. So we're gonna go ahead and get them set up. Like I had mentioned, my Glasspack that car is currently configured for is a good bit longer. So I'll end up using this piece of tubing that I've got here to create a little bit of an extension. Obviously not that long, but create an extension for this muffler so that we can just strap clamp it right back up in there the same way we had the Glasspacks. This should be pretty quick and easy, and then we'll be able to hear a difference between how the car sounded with the Glasspacks and with the single chambers. And yes, I do have some video of the car with the Glasspacks that we can basically go back and forth, and you can decide which sounds better. Got our extensions welded on. Welding to these mufflers, piece of cake. The steel was more than solid. I ended up actually having to crank my my little welder up a little more than I expected. and it burned in real nice, took the welds real well, no complaints there. So the steel is decently good quality. At this point, we're about ready to throw them in the car. Like I said, I'm going to be using these little band clamps, which if you've never seen these before, are pretty slick. You can get them in single taper for butt joining 2 pipes together, or you can get them in stepped taper like this, so that if you have an expanded section for a slip joint, which, you know, like this little guy right here would slide down inside, you actually have a stepped part of this, so it slides down and then slides over that expanded portion, and then you tighten that nut and bolt up, and it clamps both on the expanded portion and on the standard diameter portion. They work pretty good. You don't get a perfect seal out of them, but you know what? Mufflers and exhaust pipes, it all rust out. You always leak a little bit here and there. If it's towards the back and it's just a smidgen, who cares? Unless you got some, you know, super expensive car, which we ain't got none of those around here. We got all kinds of budget stuff. So this, quick, easy, and allows me to change things up. So I like them. Anyway, I'm gonna get these guys thrown into the car, and then we'll find out what they sound like. Hey, that's simple. Mufflers are installed, band clamps are in place, everything's ready to go. We just need to get the car down off the jack stands. We can fire it up, and then I will roll it out of the shop. We'll get it outside so that we don't get the echo of the shop amplifying or impacting the way this sounds. I'll record it the best I can on the little microphone here on the camera. It should come out all right. This camera does pretty decent with the car sounds. And then once we have it out there, we'll do a little bit of letting it idle, give it a little bit of revs, and we'll see what we got. Compare that with some clips that I got of the old Glasspacks that we ripped off there. Find out just how these mufflers sound, and you can decide which one you like better. Little old Glasspack we ripped off, or the new single chamber. I like it. pretty good. Sounds pretty good. However, I did notice I got a little bit of a water leak. Check this out. Yep, plug on top of the water pump leaking. Guess we'll have to tighten that up a little bit. Handy dandy, all size. Try and do this while it's running. One-handed, without getting into the belt. There we go. Come on. All right, we snugged it up a little bit. We'll see if that makes that water leak go away. Super annoying. I hate coolant leaks. All right. Well, that's going to do it, I think. It's been a few weeks since we put up a video. And that's because we got some nasty cold weather that came in, dumped a foot of snow. It was like 10 degrees in the shop. It was just way too damn cold to do anything. But we have been stockpiling parts for the Chevelle, which we will be getting back onto this. If you haven't seen this thing before, we're big block swapping pages 64 Chevelle in preparation for doing Rocky Mountain Race Week again this year in June. So we still got a good bit of time ahead of us right now to get this car done. It's a stock big block. This one's got nothing fancy to it. We did put a air gap style dual plane on it. It's got long tube headers, but there's nothing fancy about it. It even has a stock cam in it still. We've got time. We may make some performance upgrades, but before we can do that, we want to actually get this thing fired up and drive it around a little bit in the car, because this big block came out of a scrap yard in the dirt. We did fire it on our engine run stand. There's a video on that here a while back. I'll throw a link down below if you want to check it out. So we know it'll fire up, but we want to drive it around a little bit, make sure that there's no issues with it before we actually put any money into any internals on it. So we'll see where that goes. As far as what needs to be done on this to get it going, accessory drive in the front, ignition, a little bit of wiring, and that's about it. Oh, fuel system. I got to plumb a fuel system on it because this was a TPI big block, which means our existing fuel system is not going to directly work. We are going to carburate it, but we're going to have to run an electric pump because the cam on this motor does not have a fuel pump lobe on it. Even though it's got a provision on the side of the block for a mechanical fuel pump, there's no fuel pump load. So we're going to set up an electronic fuel system, which means that we'll be in good shape if we decide to put EFI on it down the road. We'll already have a fuel system that'll support that. And got a fancy fuel pressure regulator that's actually for taking EFI pressure down to carbureted pressure with a return system. So that should all work out pretty good. We'll be getting back to work on this probably next weekend. We got, like I said, we got some parts stocked up, ready to go. And I think this is about a 1 weekend job to get this thing fired up and going in the car, in which case it'll be ready to drive, assuming it's easy to find a belt for the right length and the alternator bracket. That's really the only thing that's kind of up in the air. I don't know if the alternator bracket we got is going to work just yet. Anyway, that's a wrap. That's what's coming. The FlaShark single chamber mufflers that I just threw on the wagon sound absolutely fantastic. The material on them welded real nice. The bodies felt really good. I think it was an excellent choice for that. I mean, obviously I'm going to recommend them because I actually really like them. I love the way that thing sounds right now. Now we'll just have to, get it out on the road and find out how it sounds going down the road. And maybe there'll be a little bit of something coming up after I end this clip right now.